Which would you rather be? Feared, imitated, liked, trusted, envied, or praised? Now, imitated, although I'm sure there would be a good or nice way to do that, it does feel kind of cheap. And not an option I would go for. Feared, I really don't think there is any reason whatsoever why I would be considered fearful or to be feared. Light is one that's drawing me, but I really don't. I would rather be trusted. I like to think that I am a trustful person, and I place honesty and trustworthiness quite high in my ways of being in life. Which of the following do you find most difficult to deal with? Cold, boredom, hunger, being ignored, or loneliness? Cold, I don't have an issue with. I can literally just put a jumper on. Boredom, sometimes I don't really know what to do with myself, but there's always something to actually be doing. Hunger is not something I struggle with. I struggle with ignoring food when I'm not hungry. I'm torn between being ignored and loneliness, if I'm honest. Loneliness is something that I do feel quite a lot, but I really hate the feeling of feeling as though I'm being taken for granted or being forgotten about. And it's happened before that I felt that I've just been kind of invisible or not, that people haven't even bothered to consider me. So being ignored would be my option, my answer to that one. What are you most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts? Every area of magic I can, apparition and disapparition, being able to materialize and dematerialize at will, if you did not know what that meant, transfiguration, hexes and jinxes, flying on a broomstick, secrets about the castle, or all about magical creatures and how to befriend or care for them. See, I thought this question would be really easy, but I was expecting charms to be an option, shall we say. Charms is the subject that I have always most wanted to learn all about. Transfiguration is another one of them because it's magic, but charms is like my number one go-to. Learning about magical creatures I would like to do, and befriending and caring for them. Secrets about the castle, that does intrigue me because I've kind of just wanted to, I would love to have the Marauders map and just be able to explore where all the secret passageways are, find out how they work, or how they did work if they don't anymore, how to maybe fix them, and just to find all the secrets about the castle, which I think I'm gonna have to go for that. Every area of magic I can is sticking in my head because magic. And if you chose magic, you don't have to single out apparition, transfiguration, or hexes and jinxes because it's all there. Flying on a broomstick, not so fussed about. Like if I had to play Quidditch, I am generally drawn to being a chaser or maybe even a referee. But when it comes down to it, I would probably rather watch it than play it. Oh, talking about all the secrets of the castle has made me really excited. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying not to think too much in line with how each house thinks, because I don't want to play it like that. Knowing secrets about the castle, it just fascinates me too much. Okay. If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power of superhuman strength, the power to speak to animals, the power to read minds, the power to change the past, the power of invisibility, or the power to change your appearance at will. So, a handful of these are something that I've always thought about or considered in the past. When I was much younger, I was obsessed with the show The Wild Thornberrys, in which the youngest daughter had the power to speak to animals. And I was fascinated, and I still am. I sometimes, I look at our dog and I say, I really do want to know what you actually think, or do you actually think, or what do you say? But I guess, although I said it would still be really cool, I'm not sure what use I could put it to. Power to read minds it probably used to be my go-to answer on questions like these, because although I do say generally I try not to care about what other people think, doesn't mean I don't want to know what they think. But whenever I think of that, I always go to the Buffy episode where she could hear everyone's thoughts, and it became really overwhelming, and you would hear thoughts you wouldn't actually want to hear. Like there's nothing saying that you could control which minds you read and what you hear, or do anything about what you hear. So power of invisibility. The cloak used to always be the option that I would pick out of the Hallows, just because I think it'd be fun to be invisible and do the thing. Change the past. I don't know exactly how that would work. I've always wanted to. So there was this TV show when I was growing up called Bernard's Watch, and Bernard was I think he was about maybe 9 or 10. So he was a boy who had a golden pocket watch, and if you pressed the little button on the top, would pause time until he clicked the button back, and time would resume. And it was only Bernard that could be doing anything within the paused time, because he had to watch. And so I always wanted that, and I guess it's less about changing the past entirely, but maybe more tweaking how I did certain things or how things happen, because in all honesty, most areas of my life need a bit of tweaking, and I often think, oh, if I hadn't done that, maybe you'd do this. But now I would still absolutely love to be able to do that, but I try to think ahead and not get bogged down with thinking behind. So my option is actually going to be to change your appearance at will, because then I could wear whatever I wanted. I don't know if expenses would come into that at all, but it could potentially mean saving a whole lot of money on clothes. And I could change my hair so very easily, colour and everything. It just, yeah, that's what I want to be able to do. Okay. Again, this next question has two parts, so I will go through the full thing and then go back to the options. What? Which of the following would you most like to study? Werewolves, ghosts, vampires, centaurs, that's misspelled, centaurs, trolls, or goblins? I can't say I really have any interest in either goblins or trolls, so I will move on from move up to the other ones. I don't know. I feel like we know quite a lot about werewolves already, through either in terms of how they're seen in the wizarding world, or in how the kind of mythology of them has been received in our life. And the same kind of goes for vampires, with Dracula and again Buffy, and all that stuff. And where people, it intrigues me a little just because I'd like to know more about the ocean, but I'm also not a swimmer, so I feel like anything they tell me I couldn't do anything about. Centaurs, I mean, I'm curious about centaurs in what they are, and they'll also have certain ties to Greek and probably Roman mythology, which are always interests of mine. But I think I want to study more about ghosts, because I'm just generally more fascinated with stories of hauntings and ghosts and ghost stories, and if and or why people don't fully move on. I don't know if I completely believe that happens, but I would like to study more about it in any case. One of your housemates has cheated on an exam and taken your place as top student of the class. Your professor is suspicious and asks you whether or not your classmate cheated. What do you do? Lie and say you don't know, but hope that somebody else tells the truth. You would not wait around. You would not wait to be asked to tell the truth. If you knew that somebody was using a forbidden quill, you would tell the teacher before the exam started. Tell the truth. If your classmate is prepared to win by cheating, he deserves to be found out. Besides, you two are in the same house, so your house will get points for having top student either way. Tell the professor that he ought to ask your classmate, and resolve to tell your classmate if he doesn't tell the truth, he will. I care less about being taken over as top student, but I care more about being cheated on. I'm not going to even consider the first two options, really. I would rather tell the truth, but I don't know that I like the addition to that question that is, besides you two are in the same house, so your house will get points for having top student either way. This is less about points to me, more than it is telling the truth and being received for the achievement that I to have done whatever is on that exam. So I would rather tell the professor to ask the classmate, and resolve to tell your classmate, but if he doesn't tell the truth, you will. Classmate or not, they've still cheated on me. Which road tempts you the most? The narrow, dark, lantern-lit alley, the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings, the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods, or the wide, sunny, grassy lane. Okay, as soon as I read the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings, my eyes, everything kind of lit up, so I'm probably going to go with that one. I do like the sound of the path through the woods, but it didn't grab me as much as cobbled street and ancient buildings did. Like, oh my god, that, yeah, that's just what I want to do. Okay. That might have been my easiest question, actually. A muggle, or a person without magic if you didn't know, confronts you and says that they are sure you are a witch or a wizard. What do you do? Tell them that you are worried about their mental health and offer to call a doctor? Agree and ask whether they like a free sample of a jinx? Agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you're bluffing, or ask them why they think so. Now, I think I've had this question both times that I did the Pottermore question, or the Pottermore version, and it's always been agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you are bluffing, just because I think that's kind of hilarious. But yeah, walk away, and then you wouldn't really be having to prove yourself one way or another. If you then that's left kind of, huh? Which, yeah, would just be fun to do. Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source. What do you do? Withdraw into the shadows to hide and wait while mentally reviewing appropriate offensive and defensive spells. Draw your wand and stand your ground. Draw your wand and search for the noise. Or proceed cautiously with one hand on your concealed wand, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Honestly, my first option was probably to walk away. But although it's obviously going to be important to be aware of what spells you know that might be useful in that situation, I think proceed cautiously with one hand on your concealed wand, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious is the most likely thing that I would do. Yeah. You and your friends need to cross a bridge guarded by a river troll who insists on fighting one of you before he will let all of you pass. What do you do? Volunteer to fight. Suggest drawing lots to decide which of you will fight. Suggest that all three of you should fight without telling the troll. Or attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of you pass without fighting. I really would not want to fight a troll. The obvious option would be to hand the river troll a fish, of course, but this isn't Monkey Island, unfortunately. I think it would go for attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of you pass without fighting, because I don't want to fight anyone. Which nightmare would frighten you the most? You're locked in a dark windowless room, but you can make out an eye staring at you through the keyhole of the door. You awaken to find that everyone has forgotten who you are. You are standing somewhere very high when you notice the surface is incredibly smooth. There are no hands or footholds, and no barrier to keep you from plummeting down. You are talking in public when all of a sudden your voice starts to get squeakier and stranger. Everyone begins to point and laugh, mocking your ridiculous voice. As much as the last option would probably embarrass me quite a lot, I would probably put on a front in front of everyone else and just kind of flip them the bird, or stick a finger up at them, or just kind of brush it off until I was out of the public eye, and then be like, oh my god, that was so embarrassing, why did that have to happen? The awakening to find that everyone are, I often like to try and think of really bad scenarios and how I work through them, and one of them has always been, if it's more about me forgetting people, but people forgetting who I am. I almost think I'd be more annoyed about it than everything else, but I think that's my option, or my choice. I'm not particularly scared of heights. I wouldn't necessarily like to be in that situation, but I'm sure it'd be fine. Plus, if I did fall, that would probably just be me waking up or falling off the bed. That's generally how those kind of dreams happen. Being locked in a dark room, windowless room, it doesn't sound great. And an eye staring at you. No, I don't like that option at all. See, and it's no. I'm going with the second option. About about everyone forgetting who I am. Pick one: moon or stars. Now, looking at the option, it's tricky to me, but I, particularly in the last 6 to 8 months or so, I have really felt myself drawn to the moon. I identify myself with the Greek goddess Artemis, who was also related to the moon, and much as I also like stars and looking at constellations and stuff, and I would rather pick both of them and go with the moon. Pick one: river or forest. I would rather pick mountains, if I'm honest, but Aquarius, which is the water bearer, not a water bear. I think I'm gonna go forest. I've done a lot of kind of foresty walks and things. Yeah, I'm trying not to think about these ones too much. Dawn or dusk. We'll be going for dusk. I am definitely much more of a nighttime person, a night owl, and generally kind of function better at night. Pick one: black, white. Again, I would rather pick grey. I like greys and black, those kind of neutrals, but I'm gonna go for black. Own a hell of a lot more black things than do white things. Pick one: left or right. I'm a lefty, so I'm going for left. It's easy. And the last question is heads or tails. Heads or tails? I like to say I think with my head quite a lot. Tails make me think of animals, which I like. Oh, top or bottom? Heads. I want to go tails. Tails. Oh! Well, I guess my Ravenclaw tendencies paid out in this particular quiz. 82% Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw House prizes learning, wisdom, wit, and intellect in its members. Thus, many Ravenclaws tend to be academically motivated and talented students. Ravenclaws also pride themselves in being original in their ideas and methods. It's not unusual to find Ravenclaw students practicing especially different types of magic that other houses might shun. So that's really interesting. So, as seen, according to the full Pottermore quiz with all the question options, I am Ravenclaw. 82% Ravenclaw to be exact, and I'm not upset with that. I'm pretty pleased. Like I say, although I am officially a Gryffindor, I have also always felt aligned to Ravenclaw. After all, Gryffindor was my hybrid house once upon a time, so 82% Ravenclaw, only 62% was Gryffindor actually, which is interesting. I think it was 72% Slytherin. So those houses were all quite close together, I guess, those options. I think Hufflepuff was quite a lot lower, just double check. Hufflepuff 38%, so I'm not a badger, but I didn't really think I would be. But yeah, that's been my taking of the full Pottermore quiz. I enjoyed it for the most part. Some of the questions were quite tricky, some were actually really easy, or at least once I read the options it was like, yeah, that's it. My heart is kind of making a lot more movement than I would have thought for a quiz. It was Pottermore quizzes, and those questions are kind of, well, they definitely make you think. Although now that I think of it, there wasn't a pet question. Usually there's always a, if you're attending Hogwarts, what pet would you take? And it lists all the different cats and the owls and the toads. But it didn't actually have that question as an option, so I wonder if that's like, I'm fairly sure that's a question that every person gets when they take the Pottermore quiz, so maybe that's actually a question that doesn't matter a lot in the results. Most people probably always take, say, Snowy Owl anyway. I usually pick a cat. But yeah, so that is all for now. I'm hoping to start filming kind of regularly. Not sure what my next video will be, but obviously you will find out. So for me, P. See you later.